Alright, please ignore the game in the background. It's not really the matter today. I am appalled by what specific that happened yesterday, and I have to talk about it because this is a fucking joke at this point. If you didn't know, I'm from Israel. I'm a Jew. I'm a Jewish man from Israel. It's not relevant to the channel, so I don't really say it too much. But yeah, and this is a fucking joke at this point. Legitimately, it's a fucking joke what happened yesterday. If you don't know, there was a football game yesterday between Ajax Amsterdam and Maccabi Tel Aviv, which is a football club from my country, from Israel. And 2,000 Israeli supporters, Maccabi fans, they flew to Amsterdam to watch the game. And what happened there is pretty much a pogrom on scales like the Holocaust. You just got thousands of Muslims and the radicals and morons running around in their hoodies and just assaulting innocent people. Now, I don't give a fucking flying fuck if anybody watching this video is against Israel or is one of the morons who shot, "Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Fuck Palestine." Let's get that out of the way. Fuck Palestine a million times. Every single person there is a terrorist. Our government is just so merciful for some reason. They don't just eradicate that entire goddamn place that we should have done yesterday already. So fuck Palestine. All of this free Palestine bullshit is enough. It's a fucking nonsense in its essence anyway. So you've got a bunch of coward radicals, a goddamn gang, jumping on innocent people who have no arms on them. They have no way to defend themselves because they get ganged by 12 grown dudes who attack 13-year-old boys who just had their bar mitzvah, who just had their celebration of adulthood, and they flew abroad to see a game of their favorite team. One night, go watch the game, come back to our country. And this is what they need to endure. Bunch of cowards, jumping people, with clubs, with baseball bats, with knives, with belts, thinking they're the big shit, going to them and hitting them and telling them, "Free Palestine, free Palestine." Bunch of cowards. If they try that, they can come, all thousands of them, they can come to Israel. We'll beat the flying shit out of them because without their numbers, they're a bunch of nobodies. And keep in mind, these are people who went from our country abroad. They don't have any weapons on them. We are not allowed to fly with weapons. If you go to the central airport in Israel with a gun, with a knife, with anything like that, the X-ray machines will catch you, and you're not allowed, and you'll also probably go to jail. You're not allowed to fly abroad in my country with weaponry, which is logical. They don't want you going there and fucking raising hell on other people and giving a shitty name for your country while doing that. But man, this video's point is just, number one, these people who did this are a bunch of cowards. If you're watching this and you did it, you're a fucking coward. Come to Israel, I'll beat the shit out of you myself, okay? All of you who did this, you're a bunch of cowards. The only thing that helped them do that is their numbers. They're a bunch of idiots. And the other thing that helped them do that is that the police and the government and everybody in the Netherlands should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed. Because this shit is their responsibility. You as the country is responsible for protecting tourists. You've got tourists coming to see a football game. If they get injured, if some of them are dead, because some of them you can't contact them now. There have been thousands of people there and all of them got lynched. So you can't even tell if they're even alive or dead at this point, because you can't even contact them. Understand how insane this is. Israel issued emergency flights. Literally rescue flights, as if we're racing you for a fucking battleground in goddamn Gaza. No, they went to a Western country to watch a football game. And they need to be rescued as if it's like the Entebbe operation. A fucking plane was hijacked by terrorists and we need to send the rescuers. This is preposterous. It's absolutely unbelievable. And if you're from Netherlands and watching this, you should be ashamed of your fucking people and of your country. What the fuck is wrong with you? You should be you should enjoy football. All of you enjoy football. Literally one of the greatest players of all time came from your country, Johan Cruyff. What do you think Cruyff would think if he saw that shit? I don't know if Cruyff was anti-Semitic or not. I know there are a lot of anti-Semitism. There's a shit ton of it in Netherlands. I know that. But I still think we need to make the distinction between when it's time to attack each other and when it's time to enjoy a fucking game of football. So, man, this is ridiculous. And I want to make this wake-up call to everybody else. You're next. I don't think you understand this, but you're next. You let these radicals, you let these Muslims, these terrorists, you let them into your country. Netherlands has like 1 million Muslim immigrants who just came with no claim to that land, and they just try to make it theirs. They just say fuck you on your traditions, they say fuck you on your peace, they say fuck you on your ideology, fuck you on everything. This is what these Muslims do. This is what Islam does in general. Islam is the root of all evil nowadays. It is what it is. This is the majority of them are in fact radicals because the religion itself is radical. It calls for jihad. The religion, the Quran, it calls for this shit. It's not something they made up. It calls for it. And these people are evil enough in their heart to actually follow this shit and not question it. Oh, Allah said to kill innocent people. Let's go. Let's do it. Fun. Get the clubs. Get the clubs. Muhammad, get the clubs. Get the guns, Muhammad. Let's shoot some innocent children. Yeah. That's what Islam does. And you people in the West, you should be against that shit. You should not let everybody, every single one should be like Poland. Poland is the only country with a brain in this fucking world now. Because Poland did a very simple thing. They close their borders, you try and illegal immigrants try and come, they get shot dead at the spot. And that is what should happen. You let these fuckers into your country, they meddle with your religions, they meddle with your traditions, with your culture, they destroy all of that. And then what? You also hear, testimonies are being said by people who survived that shit, like in Amsterdam and flew back to Israel, like in the rescue flights, which is just insane to say. What they say is the taxi drivers actually helped these goddamn lynching pieces of shit to like go where the game was. They drove them there, no charge, no anything. They just dropped them and like seconds away from Jews and said, go at it. Jews were driving in their cab, and the motherfuckers just dropped them near the radicals, like lamb to the slaughter. Just dropped them in there and said, fuck you, have fun. This is what they did. So I just want to close this out by saying, you are next. If you're watching this, you live in the West, you live anywhere in the world, you are next. You need to understand already, a wake-up call to all of you, Islam is quite literally the root of all evil in the modern world right now. This is a religion that's hell-bent on turning this world back to the Middle Ages. This is what this religion does. It's not some radical assessment for me. It's not anything. It's really straight facts. Politicians will never say this because they're a bunch of cowards with no backbone. The only thing they care about is keeping their chairs and keeping their money in their pockets. But you need to understand this already, that you are fucking next. You are next. We are the first victims of this shit, but we fight back unlike the rest of this world. And when we fight back, we're considered as terrorists and genocidal. I don't give a shit about the world, honestly. I don't give a fuck what you're saying, because you're not gonna do anything anyway, right? You're all a bunch of cowards. All of your countries are a bunch of cowards. You people could be... I'm sure somebody watching this is like, oh, free Palestine, going around in marches saying they're humanitarian and then saying free Palestine from the river to the sea, not even knowing what that means is kill all the 12 billion people in Israel, put them 6 feet below the ground, and then take the land that was never yours back. So this is fucking preposterous. And you understand this, that you are next. Us Israelis, we can protect ourselves, we don't care. The only reason we're still alive is because we protect ourselves a lot, and we are allies with the strongest country in the world. That thankfully now, an actual good leader, at least in my view, was elected, which is Donald Trump. In Trump's time, this shit can't happen. In Trump's time, this shit wouldn't happen. In Trump's time, I don't remember this, the radicals just running around in America. That didn't happen. So, I mean, hopefully Trump fixes it. Trump will fix it is the motto, I guess, right? So hopefully Trump fixes that. I don't really care. It's honestly not even on Trump's, like, he has much more shit to do with in America, and I don't expect him to intervene. This is the sole responsibility of Netherlands. They need to bear the results, and they need to make that shift in their mind that you let these fuckers into your country and they will destroy everything you built. They will destroy the culture of the people from Netherlands. If you're Dutch and watching this, you are next. You really need to understand that. If you're a Christian Dutch, which I assume is the majority of you, and you're watching this in a Sunday morning going to church to pray, you need to understand that you are next. They will come to your church armed with AK-47s and they will start shooting everybody. I can guarantee you this will happen, because it happened in the past and it will happen again. The moment you give these Muslims, the moment these Muslims get the freedom to arm up, to grow strength, to grow in numbers in the country, they will try and take it. This is literally proved by every piece of history you can find. This is the damn religion. That is what it does. It's a goddamn parasite on every single Western population, because the West became soft, pathetic, and weak. It became too providing, too humane, too all of that shit. And what happens when you let the devil into your doorstep when you are humane? What happens is that the devil kills you, it loots you, it rapes you, it takes everything that belongs to you. If you think October 7th was some insane thing that can only happen in Israel, you are fucking wrong. The only thing that needs to happen for October 7th to happen again is for people to become carefree, to think it can't happen for them, and for the Muslims to gather their numbers and gather weapons. This is really the only thing it takes. Because the only difference between a Hamas terrorist and a Muslim randomly around this world is that the Muslim doesn't have his chance yet. That's the only difference. You give them the chance, they will do it. This is the fucking religion, this is what it says. And everybody who was an ex-Muslim, who was actually Muslim, he fell for that trap, and he got out of that God-forsaken religion, what they will tell you is, everybody's a terrorist. Every single one of them will tell you this. Islam literally provokes this. It tells them, go kill people. Go kill everybody who's not a Muslim. Make them pay you the jizya. If you don't know what the jizya is, it's really tax the non-Muslim needs to pay to the Muslim because they are inferior. This is their religion. They are in delusion. They think they're better than the rest of us. And they are dead wrong. The only thing they're better at is finding oil at random places so they get more money than the rest. Yeah, you got lucky. Congratulations. That doesn't mean you have the legitimacy to be a piece of shit and go and gang up on innocent people. So, yeah, man, closing words on this. Understand that you are next. This is what I want to convey in this video, aside from just letting out some of my anger. But understand that you are next. You watching this in the US, not in Poland, because you actually have a brain. Your government tell them thank you, because they have a brain. They close the borders to try and get in, you did. This is what should happen in every country. But if you're watching this from Germany, from France, from Dutch, from Netherlands, from the US, from the UK, from Hungary, from Bulgaria, from every single Western country, everything in the West, Russia included, all of them. If you're watching this, just know the Islamic devil is at your doorstep. You let him in, and he's going to kill you eventually if you don't let him out. If you don't get him out, it's like cancer. That religion, it's seriously just like cancer. Every place it goes and grows, it kills. It just kills. This is what it does. In every single place since the dawn of history, it kills. It takes the place. It claims ownership. This is what it does. So understand that you're next, and you better start protesting for what's right, actually. Instead of yelling Free Palestine like a bunch of morons, you should go and protest to your country, to your government, to actually do something against these radicals. Before the next thing you know, they will blow up a fucking theater like they did in Russia, and 100 people will die. You will walk your dog one day in the summer in Amsterdam. You'll walk your dog, a radical will come and stab you in the gut. I don't think you understand all this. I'm from Israel. I know what's going to happen. We know, because we pretty much live in the future as far as radical Islam goes, because with us, it blew up in our face since the day we were born. Because in the Middle East, they only speak one language, which is Arabic. You know what Arabic means? Arabic is terrorism. And to negotiate with Arabics, to negotiate in Arabic, to search for peace in Arabic, it requires the Arabic way, which is violence. So yeah, I know, I speak from experience myself. My brother fought for his life in enemy lands when he was in the army. All of us need to enlist because there's not enough people. We don't have the luxury of just saying, oh, go enlist to protect your country. No, you must enlist to save your family. This is what we think. This is the reality. So man, you're next. Understand that. And second thing, to the fucking cowards who did that in Amsterdam, come to Israel. Feel free. We've endured much worse than your asses. You come here with belts and with clubs. We'll beat the shit out of you with our bare knuckles. We don't even need the weapons like you bunch of cowards. The only thing they've got going for them is numbers. They don't have the guts. They've never known war. All of these are fucking idiot college students snorting booger and masturbating in their rooms, thinking they actually know this shit. They know what it's like to live here. You don't. You don't fucking know. I was trying to record a video for my gaming channel, which is a gaming channel, and I still need to talk about this because this world is fucked. I was trying to record a video playing the fucking game that I enjoy, and there was a goddamn alarm that the missile's gonna drop on my face. So I had to scrap the vid, and run to the bomb shelter. I had to lift my dog against the wheel because she's afraid. She's paralyzed with fear. I had to lift her with me and go to the bomb shelter before a missile drops on my face. On October 7th, what do you think we did? You had emergency squads of kibbutzes, 5 people with handguns fought back 50 terrorists. You don't know what the Israeli people are. We are a people that already endured all of the shit you can imagine. So we know how to deal with this crap. So yes, to the morons who did this, feel free to come here and try this. All of you will die at the spot, and not because the police will kill you. The police will not kill you. We are way too humane for our own good. The people will kill you. You try and pull this shit on a man's family in Israel, you get shot in the brain. Because we are all forced to carry guns when we walk around. We are all forced, and we don't have the luxury like in the US to just go and buy one. We need to serve in the army to actually even get permission to carry a gun. But we don't have we're not soft, weaklings like you. We are not. We even do all of the shit you can imagine. We are the strongest people you will ever see. This is just the reality of it. So, man, a wake-up call to all of you in the West. Get your shit together and get the shit out of your country. And the shit is Islam and Muslims. Get it the hell out of your country and send them back to Kazakhstan, to I don't know where the fuck they came from, to the Arab Emirates, to wherever you want. Send them back to whatever hellhole they came from. Let them rot there, and they can live their lives. Believe me, if Islam was so good, all beautiful and fireflies, if it was all beautiful, these immigrants wouldn't come to your doorstep. They would stay in their home where it's nice. So, man, wake the fuck up and smell the gunpowder, because the gunpowder is going to come for your family next. And you need to understand that. Today it's the Jews. Tomorrow it's the Jews. This year is the Jews. The next year is the Jews. In the year 2030, there could be 2 options. 1, we actually unite to get this fucking plague out of our world. Or 2, the plague will kill us all. So yeah, understand that. Hope you have a good day. I really hope you don't need to endure this shit in your country and in your flesh. Because believe me, it's not fun. It's not fun in the slightest. Nobody enjoys this shit. War is not fun for anybody. But for us, it's really the way of life at this point, because every fucking day we are attacked. So yeah, wake up and smell the gunpowder already. You are next.